Hello students. Today in this video we are going to see the functional or the characteristic groups. Now students, you know that hydrocarbons, they are the parent organic compounds, and all other compounds, they are considered to have been derived from them by replacing one or more of their hydrogen atoms by some other more reactive atoms or group. Now if I want to see the normal hydrocarbon, and I will write the normal hydrocarbon as RH. This is a hydrocarbon. Then I will replace this hydrogen. So I am removing the hydrogen and I will add a group to it. So what I will get is R and G. Now here the hydrogen of the hydrocarbon is replaced by some other groups, and thus we form a variety of compounds. Each organic molecule consists of two parts, that is R, that is the main hydrocarbon, and G, that is the group which is attached. So what this R indicates, student? The R here denotes the carbon, hydrogen framework of the molecule, while the second part, that is G, is called the functional group. So what is a functional group, students? So let us define the functional group. So functional group can be defined as it is an atom or group of atoms present in a molecule which largely determines the chemical properties . So this is a functional group. The remaining part of the molecule, that is R, mainly affects the physical properties such as melting point, boiling point, density, solubility, refractive index of the molecule. Let us say, for example, or first let us see, or I will write this, the R, the main hydrocarbon group, affects the physical properties such as melting point, boiling point, density, solubility, refractive index, etc. Now when I say so, let us take one example here. If I say that OH group, which is this OH group, student? This is the hydroxyl group. If this hydroxyl group is present as a functional group, then what happens? So if this OH group undergoes a change, now if I take the molecule here, so R, and I replace this G by OH, then students, it is this group only that will undergo change, while the rest of the molecule, it remains unchanged. Similarly, if I take some other functional group like COOH, carboxylic acid, then during the reaction, only this group will undergo change while this will remain the same. So from this, you can say that chemical properties of any organic compound are the properties of its functional group. So next point about the functional group is chemical properties of any organic compound are the properties of its functional group. So students, the physical properties, they are decided by this R, while the chemical properties, they are decided by the functional group that it is attached to. In other words, if I want to take some of the examples, organic compounds containing the same functional group will have the same chemical properties. So can we write this here, students, that organic compounds having same functional group show same chemical properties. Right, students? Now say for example, I have taken CH3OH, CH3CH2OH, CH3 twice CHOH. Now when I react them, whether it is methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, when I react them with sodium metal, they all will give hydrogen gas. Means their chemical properties are same because the functional group here, it is same. So physical properties, they are decided by the R group or the alkyl chain or the hydrocarbon chain what is attached, while the chemical properties, they are decided by the functional group which it is attached to. If you want to see the reaction for this, I will call this as R. So it will be ROH. I will take this 2 moles. So I can call this as an alcohol. When reacts with sodium metal, it gives you ONA plus. So this way you will get sodium alkoxide. And it will liberate hydrogen gas. So whether R is your CH3 or CH3CH2 or CH3 twice CH, the reaction will be same. The reason for this similar chemical behavior is that now if you see the structure, student, if I draw the simple structure for this, it is like this. If I take this as methyl alcohol, then the structure will be in this way. Means there is CH bond which is present. If I take ethyl alcohol, then I will have CH3COH and H and H. Means if you see the bonds which are present in the R group, they are mainly the bonds which are between C and H or C and C. So students, if I see the chemical behavior, the C-C bond or the CH bonds, they are very strong. And so they don't break easily. If they are not breaking easily, they are unreactive. While if I see the alcoholic bond, that is OH bond, this bond is weaker. If the bond is weaker, it can be broken easily and therefore this is reactive. And once it is reactive, it can undergo the changes. Thus, we can say that any organic compound will behave in the same manner as the other organic compounds having the same functional group, no matter what the other or the rest of the hydrocarbon chain is present in the molecule. Now, students, as the hydrocarbon, that is R chain, goes on increasing, then the rest of the properties will also change. How they will change, that we will see in coming videos. So one thing is clear, when you are talking about the molecules, there are 3 types of bonds which are present. The first 2 types, they are C and H bond, and the other is C and C bond. Here the bond is very strong and therefore the energy required to break those bonds will be high and therefore they are unreactive, while the OH bond being weaker, less amount of energy is required to break this and therefore it is reactive, and that is where we see the change. And therefore chemical properties, they are based on the functional group which is present in a molecule. Now some of the common functional groups what we are going to study. So let us take a glance on those functional groups. So students, let us take a quick glance on the organic compounds, their functional groups, and what should be the structure of the functional group. So the first class of organic compounds we have is alkenes. And what is the name of the functional group? We call this as double bond. And it is represented as, to represent that, I am taking help of carbon skeleton. So it will be carbon to carbon and the double bond is present here in this way. So this is the first functional group. The next is alkenes. Sorry, it's alkynes. So this is called a triple bond. Now how this will be represented? It is represented by a triple bond between the two carbon atoms. Next is halogen derivatives. How you represent or you name this functional group is simply a halogen. How I will represent this? I will just attach this by X. What is the meaning of this X, student? It can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. Next is alcohols. You call those groups as hydroxy group. And how you represent this is by OH. After alcohols, it is thioalcohol. You call them as thiols or sulfuryl drills. So you call them as the group is represented as SH. Now students, these thioalcohols, they are also called as mercaptan. So that is also one of the word what you must know. So I am giving the other word also, and the name of the functional group is mercapto. And it is represented as SH. Let us see the next one, and that is ethers. What are ethers, students? They are divalent oxygen. And how you represent this is simply an oxygen group in this way. Next is thioethers. Or they are called as sulfides. It is a divalent sulfur. And how you represent this is only by S. Next is aldehydes. Here you call the group as aldehydic group. Or simply we call that as formyl. It is represented as C double bond OH. Next is thioaldehydes. When you get the word thio, means the sulfur must be attached to it. So you call it as thiols. And the group is CH double bond S. Now instead of oxygen, you have a double bond S. Next is ketone. This is called as ketonic group, or simply we call it as oxo group. It is represented by C double bond O. See the difference between aldehyde and ketone. In aldehyde you have H and here you don't have H. So this group is always present at the terminal, means the end, and this can be present in between the carbon chains. So this is the difference between the two. Next is thioketones. It is called as thione, and it is represented same like this. Thio means sulfur, so oxygen will be replaced by sulfur. Next group is carboxylic acid. It is called as carboxylic group, so carboxyl, and represented by C double bond O, OH. Next is acid chlorides. This is called as chlorocarbonyl, represented as C double bond O and Cl. Next is acid anhydride. They are simply called as anhydride, and it is represented by C double bond O, and in between the two carbons there is oxygen group. So this is the functional group or the structure of the functional group. Next is esters. They are called as alkoxyl carbonyls. They are represented as C double bond O, OR. Then we have acid amides. They are simply called as amides and represented by C double bond O, NH2. Next is sulfonic acid. They are called as sulfonic acids only, same name, and represented by a sulfur attached to double oxygen 2 molecules, and you have OH group. So this is what is sulfonic. Next groups, you have primary amine. They are called as amino and represented by simply NH2 group. Next is secondary amine. When I say primary, only the position of the attachment will only change. So the next is secondary amines. So they are called as amino groups, and it is attached in this way, student. Only one hydrogen is less. So when I say this is secondary, what will be the next one is a tertiary amine. So tertiary amines, they are called as tertiary nitrogen atom, and they are represented by in this way, fully or completely substituted. Next is alkyl cyanides. Or you call them as alkane nitriles. And they are called as cyano or nitrile groups. How they are represented? They are represented in carbon triple bond nitrogen. Next is alkyl isocyanides, or they are also called as isonitriles. So you call them as isonitriles or isocyano groups. So here, instead carbon to nitrogen, it will be a nitrogen to carbon bond in this way, and we show a coordinate bond in this way, students. So you can represent this in the other way also, and that is nitrogen triple bond carbon. Now here this is electron rich, so we will put a negative charge, it is showing, and this is electron deficient with a positive sign. This is important because when a group attacks here or the reactions takes place, the positive and the negative ends has to be created in order to carry out the reaction. So the next group is nitroalkanes. You call them simply as nitro group, and it is shown like NO2, but I am showing the structure here. It is a double bond oxygen and a coordinated bond oxygen in this way. Or you can show this in this way, that is, you know students that there is a two lone pairs on oxygen, so they got delocalized and you get in this way a positive charge on nitrogen and oxygen is negatively charged. And the next is alkyl nitrites. So they are called as nitrite group and you represent this as ON double bond O. So students, this is all about the functional group. I hope you will learn all the functional groups so that it will be easy for me to take the IUPAC and the homologous series in the coming lectures. So please do subscribe my channel so that you can enjoy the remaining lectures or the videos also. Thank you students.